this is me about to win in Roblox Rivals after removing every single keybind, but how is this even possible? Well, every time I lose, which will happen a lot, I get to choose one keybind to bring back, and then we can see exactly how many keybinds are actually needed to win in Rivals. I have done some seriously stupid stuff in my time, but this is probably up there with some of the dumbest, and in case you were wondering, I am doing this on my main because I have absolutely no regard for my stats. And with that, I got into the first game of the challenge. I couldn't aim, I couldn't shoot, I couldn't jump, I couldn't even open the little leaderboard thing, so unsurprisingly, he did beat me. Now at one point he did get a little bit suspicious as to why I'm not shooting back, so he asked me what's going on and I told him, listen, I have got no keybinds. He didn't really care about that, despite the fact that as I have shooting and jumping and all the important stuff turned off, I was technically disabled, and while his aim was questionable, he did in the end manage to 5-0 me. And after that spectacular first loss of the challenge, I was allowed to choose my first returned keybind. Now, haters will tell you that the best keybind I should be choosing in this scenario is shoot, but I disagree. I think inspect is far more important, because if I can spin a gun round, maybe they will take pity on me and just leave. My plan isn't working, look, I'm drinking tea, never mind. I was drinking tea and he killed me. What kind of monster does that? Literally any sane person, but that's not the point I'm trying to make here. The point I am trying to make is that even after some of the most fantastic gun spinning you have ever seen in Rivals, and even after me employing some of the most incredible diversionary tactics ever seen in this game, I did still lose 5-0, but that's because I still don't actually have a way to damage players. And while I say I got 5-0'd, I did, but the game didn't come to an end in the way that I expected. Yeah, this didn't go exactly how I expected, but the point is we've just lost again. I don't get recognised a lot in the game, so something about the way I was running around like a headless chicken must have told this guy I was too stupid to be anything other than a YouTuber. Anyway, point is we lost again, that means we get to choose another keybind. Now, the point of this challenge was to prove to people that not all the keybinds are needed, so I think you'd agree with me when I say just choosing shoot, that's a cop-out. So I say we go for this. See, with this now I can use secondaries and abilities, you know, like katana and scythe and the little poofy thing on the flamethrower, but it's not just as boring as shooting the gun. So armed with what can only be described as a master plan, I dived straight into a new game where I chose an interesting map where you can sort of yeet people off if they're not paying attention. And I was choosing this loadout so well, I was ready to finish the challenge just 3 minutes into the video, and then I realised there were a few tweaks that should have been made to the original idea. Oh, my first bit of damage, never mind. I was really excited then, I did 40 damage, but yeah, this hasn't really gone to plan because without jumping, the flamethrower poof thing, it doesn't do anything. You need to jump and use it at the same time for it to actually be effective. And as for the knife, I'm rubbish with knife, I was never good with it. Why did I think this was a good idea? And I chose Warhorn thinking, oh, this will be great, I'll be able to move really quickly. That's not the case, because I can't use things. Yeah, needless to say, my master plan wasn't really that masterful, and the only thing it was good for was speed running me back to the lobby. So, you know what, the game is on now, give me shoot back. It's going to be game over for everyone from this point on, I promise. Now those are big words coming from somebody whose sniping ability is as embarrassingly bad as mine is, but there is a reason why I said it. And that reason is that I originally planned on not needing the obvious keybinds to beat this challenge. Having to resort to the most obvious and basic settings wasn't really what I had in mind, and having to use more keybinds than that would have ultimately been a failure in my eyes. So, you know, when I started to actually win in this match, I got a little bit pleased with myself. Get dunked on, you've just been killed by somebody who literally can't even jump. Oh, I'm absolutely goated, you should literally just leave the game. While the purpose of this comment was just entertainment for the video, you can actually hear a hint of very real relief in my voice. I can't even reload and I'm absolutely cooking. This challenge is easy. You folks do not need all the keybinds, that's just propaganda. I mean, he seems to think I'm going to give him a skin case, but I don't have the keybind for that, unfortunately. So I'm just going to have to wrap this up with a 5-0 and a headshot. I'm absolutely filthy. This is the new strat, just delete all your keybinds. Oh, this is too easy. It's too easy. The fact that he is only level 83 shouldn't take away from the fact that I was playing with just 3 functioning keys, and you know, I'm sure the haters were about to comment about his low level, so they will be very pleased to see that I did not 5-0 this guy. Okay, it's not going to be a 5-0. This, you know, we may need to lock in. Yeah, I didn't really need to lock in because after some more straight monumental sniping from my good self, and then one of the best Molotovs I've ever thrown in my life, I did some crazy parkour and used the highly skillful energy pistols to finish the job. I've just won, this is absolutely incredible stuff. This was far easier than I thought. Everybody should just delete all their keybinds and it makes the game so much easier. So it seems that everything other than these 3 keybinds right here are completely unnecessary, and if you ever lose by using more than this, you're just buns. And on that bombshell, it's time to end today's video. Thank you for watching, and watch this video on screen right now. Bon voyage, my old cream crackers.